Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to check out Gigguk's. This is the new king of bad isekai. I know this is about Eminence and Shadow. I saw the thumbnail. And unlike most times where I'm like, hey, I have no idea what we're going into here. No, I actually know what we're going into here because I tried watching this and it had an amazing production quality for a person I absolutely despised because he was so freaking stupid. It's like, I'm an edgelord of edgelords. Who's a side of edgelord? It's like literally, if a Mary Sue was dedicated to edgelordiness, this is the character in the first episode. I'm just sitting here going, nope. But I've heard really good things about the rest of the show, and I want to see what Gigguk has to say about this because screw it, why not? I'm in to find out what's going on. I respect his opinion, and I want to see if maybe I should give this another chance. I'm leaning towards no. We're going to find out. You guys know the deal, though. There's a link below to the original video, and if you like this, subscribe, leave a like, and tell me if there's anything else I should check out, because I occasionally do. Yeah. Now let's get started.
Blah blah, Gigguk likes isekai.
I am shocked.
I want you to cast your mind back for a bit.
Oh, we're going Masaoka Tensei.
No, wait, too far. It's summer holiday in 8th grade and you've just discovered anime. Mirai Nikki is close to peak. Akame ga Kill was the most tragic thing you'd ever seen. That scene where Kirito gets his second sword and
8th grade, sorry, I'm suddenly feeling very old. He was like, remember back to 8th grade, we just discovered anime. I'm like, oh yeah, Outlaw Star, Digimon. Technically completely different because I didn't realize Digimon was anime for a decade. Yeah. It was like Outlaw Star for me. And I'm just sitting here like, wait, Sword Art Online. But that's the new, oh god, it's not new anymore. Yeah. Yeah, this is like, hey, remember this thing that now counts as classic? Oh god, I feel old. This hurts.
Starburst or Stream was the goddamn coolest thing you'd ever seen, because of course it was. You were 13. Everything was cool. You didn't care about characters.
Was that a freaking... Okay, I saw... Vodka, Monster, Minecraft. To be fair, with the updates, that looks pretty sick. And... What? You know, I thought if I went back, I would know what that is. I don't know what that is. It looks like he's sitting on a... Or he's standing on a... Oh, is it one of those hoverboards? Oh, those are disappointing because they don't hover. Yeah, I know. That's my problem with it. I'm sticking to it.
It's cool. You didn't care about character development. You didn't think about story structure.
You heard a quote
like, I'm a gamer. Not because I don't have a life, but because...
Really?
Sorry. But because I choose to have many. And you thought to yourself, damn.
I've heard that tagline and I hate every second of it. It's like someone went to their 5-year-old. It's like, hey, what's a gamer? Or like not even a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old would be deeper than that. They did something worse. They went to a preteen, not a teenager yet, to get all angsty. Just angsty enough that they're actually going to be deep. But not actually know what deep is. I think there's a Reddit subforum about that, but I don't know because I don't refuse to do Reddit on any principle whatsoever.
That's deep. I'm a gamer. Were you cringe? Hell yeah, you were, but you know what?
Nope,
You
I am literally the same as I was when I was
That's
13.
Even if you
It doesn't get any better.
Think, God, what was I thinking? But what happens when you find a show that stops trying to run away from that cringe? It embraces the cringe, distills the cringe, knuckles down and envelops you in the edge-fest, high-intensity, full-blown world of cringe you thought you'd grown past and refuses to apologize about it.
I need more power.
Really? Considering the accent, that was the original Japanese dub, so he was actually speaking English here, so it's actually even cringier. So my initial impression of him was right. He is the edgelord, but they're actually edgelording him up for the sake of edgelording. Maybe from a writing perspective, that's good, but I'm not sure if I would enjoy that. Oh, that... I thought maybe I was misreading it. No, doesn't seem like I am.
You get the Eminence and Shadow. Anime has been absolutely killing it lately. 2022 was not only full of surprises, but shows that push the boundary of anime. Modern classics that stamps their mark on the scene and will stick with us for years to come. Eminence and Shadow? It's not one of those shows. This is every 14-year-old teenage angsty fantasy turned up to 11. It's edgy, it's horny. It might well just be the new king of trashy isekai, and it's by far the most goddamn fun I've had in the genre for years.
Wait, what?
ReZero, Slime, Mushoku Tensei, all brilliant shows we've gotten in the past few years that absorb you into that intricate world and have shown us how truly great isekai can be. If these 3 shows are the 3-star Michelin meals of isekai,
I'll be honest, I know people really like ReZero. I could never get into it. I couldn't stand the main character. I know, I've been told he gets really cool and interesting. Well, maybe not cool, but interesting later. Like, after the first season later. Yeah. These 2 are amazing, though, and I absolutely love them. Listen, there's actually some really good isekai he doesn't have on this list, but the details. The fact that this is being held up as one, this is why I'm thinking I don't quite have the same taste in isekai Garnt does, because yeah, this would not be on the list.
Hi, this is Eminence and Shadow, and this is me.
I hate everything about this entire illusion because the metaphor he's using is actually accurate, and I completely get it, and I hate every second of this.
Me.
Oh, that's the muck. Oh God, I can't.
Shadow get me to embrace.
Ooh, sorry, I like food. I'm a huge fan of it. Those things, I just ate right before this, and something about it just makes me nauseous. Oh, I just. Nope, no, I'm good. I just got it down. God, I was not expecting that.
Embrace the cringe. Gigguk, do you fantasize about getting hit by a truck? Is this another case of me having isekai brain rot? No,
what?
Okay, I haven't forgotten what good anime is. I still remember my best of 2022 anime list.
Reminds me, I do need to watch that eventually, but okay, this is going to sound stupid. I usually avoid his newer stuff because it's spoilers for animes I want to watch. I say, considering I watch abridges to absolutely spoil things that I want to watch, to see if I want to watch them. That literally doesn't make any sense, and even I'm aware of that. The hell me.
Still remember Chainsaw Man. Speaking of which, Chainsaw Man itself is having a collaboration with today's sponsor, Nuke.
Cool.
That's right, this video is
Of course
sponsored
they
by
are.
Nuke, and we're working with them this month to let you all know about the hottest crossover
I'll
this
be honest,
year as Nuke and
story's
Chainsaw
good in
Man
that.
are
I
working
hate the
together for
gameplay.
the first time.
It's
That's
not a bad
right,
game.
Chainsaw Man's most popular female characters are joining the Nuke roster. Nuke is an immersive
There's
sci-fi
also a
RPG
lot of
featuring
things I'm not
casual
gonna say.
arcade shooter gameplay, and you can now recruit Power, Himeno, and most importantly, Makima to join your ultimate gun-wielding waifu team. The girls in Tokyo Division 4 have
comment.
been seen in Nike's world through the Gatekeeper's dreams, which is very fitting, as Makima has crept into my dreams more than just a few times these last few months. That's not all though, as Nike itself now has a PC version available so you can play on a larger screen for more immersive gameplay, as well as new adapted controls for a more
Immersive gameplay, they know their audience. It's an auto battler that you just sit back and watch. We know exactly what they're there for.
I know what you're thinking, but look, it's been 1 whole year since my last isekai video on this channel, and the tax has to be paid.
Wait, what anime were those? I think, Esper Sentinel? Oh, he's putting up the really good ones! And I just realized it's all the tax cards of Magic. I didn't even know he played Magic. Unless it's just a random insert he actually likes.
Has to be paid. White girls have true crime, Gigguk has bullshit isekai, but contrary to popular belief, I don't just blindly recommend
Everything he just said is completely accurate, and my wife is exactly an example of that. Specifically, maybe late at night when she's watching something as I'm about to fall asleep, and I just hear in the background, and this is when the husband found out it was murder, and she saw him sleeping, pulled out a knife, and began to shave his scrotum off. And I'm just sitting here going, don't roll over, don't pretend you're asleep, pretend you're asleep, pretend you're asleep. Yeah, there's a lot of effed up videos on YouTube if your wife is really looking for that late at night, and she's definitely not trying to give you a message. It's funny because it definitely didn't happen at all, and I'm not trying to repress the memory or pretend I didn't have it, and maybe talking about it in a video she may or may not see is a bad idea. If I'm never available again after this video goes out, you know why.
trashy isekai that airs every season. And before you
I saw
go,
that
"No, that's
when he
cap,"
pulled up.
this
It's
is my
shit.
face when I'm
Fun
saying
shit, but
it.
shit.
Look at this serious face. Do you see how deathly serious I am taking this? I would never mislead you in something like this.
Why? Why?
This is a show that
Wait, what the hell? Oh, okay, why were there a bunch of fat guys in drag? And okay, I get the hat joke because it's like some kind of status thing to wear more than one. I guess I don't do cool in the slides, so I have no idea. But I need to ask, what is up with this? I know it's going to be stupid. I know it's a meme I'm probably just not up on because it's not cool, or it is cool, and I just don't get it because me. What the hell is up with that? I just don't know.
This is a show that won't go down as a classic of anime. It doesn't have a lot in common with the isekai greats like Mushoku Tensei. Eminence and Shadow is edgy, self-serving. You see what happens in it, and it's like...
You punch it in the
Well,
face?
see, Mushoku Tensei is more like... The plot goes like this. Sid Kagano is a man obsessed with... But unfortunately, he gets hit by a truck and dies. Reborn in a fantasy world, he continues his pursuit of power. A secret organization, Shadow Guard, so begins the story.
Am I the only person who understood absolutely nothing of that, but it got exactly the thing he was talking about? Generic isekai plot of guy looking for power got isekai'd. It's like, I have no idea what he just said, but I'm pretty sure I also just got that right.
Give up. The big issue I've had when trying to talk about the show to anyone is that as soon as I open my mouth to explain anything that happens, I instantly lose anyone listening because everything that comes out of my mouth sounds fucking stupid. Because it is fucking stupid. The main point of this show is that Sid makes up the most dumb, convoluted, fanfiction.net, Tumblr-ass plot developments he can think up on the spot, and it turns...
Hey, that's not fair. Fanfiction.net has maybe a handful of videos, well, not video, actually there are people with linking to videos sometimes, it's weird, but a handful of actual good stories. And the other one's Tumblr. That's probably an unfair comparison to this, actually, by comparison to Tumblr. Yeah.
Turns out to be true. The man has no investment in the people around him and what's going on. He's just role-playing his perfect isekai power fantasy story, and everyone in the world is forced to dance to his tune. On one side, he's Shadow, incarnation of vengeance, entity of the night, slayer of pussy. The man fucks without losing his virginity because he never loses. Shadow is a man who based their entire personality over listening to My Chemical Romance once. This is what people who shop...
Oh, I know people like that. This hurts. This actually causes emotional trauma because it hurts. I know people like this. Thankfully, I was never this bad. If only because I literally haven't changed. I'm as dumb as I used to be. Nothing ever got better there. But it also means I was never this bad because I'm still not this bad. And it just, I'm like... Secondhand cringe.
to hot topics soar in their mind's eye. Shadow's the type of guy who would say,
You know why they call it the Dead Sea?
What?
Because I killed it.
I hate that as edgy as that is. It's such a stupid pun. I'm kind of jealous. And I hate that I'm jealous about this. Why did this video turn into something so emotionally painful? It's just like... I wasn't expecting this to be a hard video to get through.
But on the flip side, he's plain old Sid Kagano, a guy devoted to being an invisible background character who won't stand out, won't attract attention, chasing his dream to be the ultimate real-life NPC, which...
Hey guys, I'm in New York City just hanging out.
Honestly, isn't that hard to do nowadays? The thing is, he will refuse to break character.
Okay, I kind of want to ask what was up with that video. At the same time, I'm terrified someone will give me a link. Yeah, that way lies madness.
Character no matter what, and I really mean no matter what. His sister gets kidnapped and tortured. His school is the target of a terrorist attack. There are classmates getting murdered around him left and right, and the first thing that goes through his mind is, alright boys, it's NPC time. How can I give myself the most pathetic death possible? As Shadow, he will literally commit to robbing a grand piano only to transport it to an underground cave so he can ominously play it with the lights beaming down for the ultimate edgelord.
I don't think he's changing my mind on just how horrible his character is, but it's like, I'm getting Room vibes off this. Like, everything he's saying is like, yes, it's bad. You know it's bad. It's not good. It's worse than you think. But it's kind of like the train wreck you don't want to look away from. Yeah, the room is literally... Oh god, is this anime Room? Oh no.
Look. The man is more dedicated to his role than Jake Paul is to playing an asshole. He could give Daniel Day...
Let's be completely honest. We all know at this point, it's not a role. It's a lifestyle.
Lewis a run for his money in his commitment to method acting. Oh, okay, so this is like a parody of Isekai? Kinda. Comedy is subjective. Is a phrase people use when they're about to say they don't find something funny. Eminence and Shadow has some decent jokes here and there, though it can be hit or miss. Sometimes it'll do this thing where it will spell out this overused trope and pass it off as a joke, which is something I've always despised, but sometimes it can play around with our expectations in amusing ways. We've all watched that scene where the main character accidentally goes in the hot spring, sees the girl, she goes, "Yeah, hentai!" Gets angry, blah blah blah. Alright, here's what happens with Sid. Barges into hot spring. It's the girl's hot spring. Doesn't acknowledge the girl. Flexes his pee-pee. Refuses to elaborate further. Leaves.
I hate how that's actually not bad writing because it just turns the trope on its head. On the other hand, why? Yeah, I'm going back to my previous statement. This is The Room as an anime. An edgelord anime.
This is a show that is not afraid to play around with tropes we're familiar with and subvert our expectations to varying degrees of success.
It's like someone
But
who's
what I found
really
more
good at
impressive
writing
and
decided to
a
write
lot
something
more
really bad to
amusing
see if
is
they
how
could.
hard it commits to its own bullshit act. It makes fun of itself while doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling the
Why was that
fuck
a
down
bunch
on
of-
all the
what
cheesy,
the-
cringe-ass moments we roll our eyes at.
I just realized where the music's from. Gundam. Good choice. But also, why do you have to put something I kind of respect in there? I don't remember which Gundam that is. Is that Gundam Wing? Yeah, it's probably Gundam Wing.
In your typical trashy power fantasy isekai,
Speaking of
beyond
edgelords.
being a straight up parody,
Really?
it's just entirely self-aware. You find yourself not taking the show too seriously, then end up being completely invested in all the dumb shit that ends up happening. They say that love and hate are two halves of the same coin, but Eminence and Shadow proves that the exact same thing is true with cringe and cool. Because what happens when you take all those cringe scenes that would only appeal to an edgy 13-year-old, distill it, rev up the stupidity to 100, does it somehow become
I am both annoyed and kind of impressed because I get the point he's making. It just it hurts. He's illustrating that this is well done. It's thought out. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. And they were doing the best they could at the worst possible thing they could. I'm impressed, and I don't want to be.
cool again? This is what Eminence and Shadow asks. And I
It's
think there's
intentionally
one
over the top,
scene
so
that
someone has to be
encapsulates
trope aware and aware of what
everything
they're doing to
the
do
show's
that.
about. So if you don't want to be spoiled for episode 5, just
Don't
skip
care.
ahead. Sid has always been obsessed with becoming powerful. In his past life, he was already
Yeah,
pretty
this is why I was so
OP. The man
stupid.
dedicated himself to being Batman without all the fancy gadgets. He had trained enough to take down any thug he encountered. But so what? No matter how much a mortal can train, there are still limits to what you can achieve. What if he went up against a firing squad? What if someone dropped a nuclear bomb on you? No matter how much you develop your muscles, hone your mind,
And this is
perfected
where I
your
couldn't stand
skills,
anymore. It
if
just got
someone
so
comes
over the
along
top
with
when
a
they did
nuclear
this.
bomb, you'd be instantly vaporized. Or so he thought. Because, reincarnated in a new world, he refused to give up on his
What?
dream. There was still a height he had yet to attain. So, after years upon years of training, he arrived at but a single solution. That's right. If I don't want to be vaporized by a nuclear explosion,
I've heard about
I
this
must
one.
simply become the nuke.
What? That's actually the line? I thought that was a joke people were talking about. It sounded so cheesy. You know, considering everything that's been said so far, having it sound intentionally cheesy is probably, again, and also that was the original Japanese dub, wasn't it? Yeah, it's literally a weeb talking in English because it sounds funny. Huh. Okay. Boom. It's so over the top, I kind of want to watch it, but I also hate myself for that. Also, yeah, that is way too small for a nuke.
What the fuck did I just watch?
Power trip.
What is this? Why did he say Atomic and Times New Roman? Why is this so entertaining? This doesn't try to differentiate itself from a typical power fantasy isekai.
It
This fully commits
embraces
to
it.
being
Not
the
embraces
power
either.
fantasy isekai. Then goes 10 steps further beyond what is necessary. He is stupidly OP. He's never in any real danger. He'll say cringe lines and pass them off as the coolest thing ever said. You think other isekai protagonists specialize in having their own harem? Well, not only does every influential figure happen to be a cute girl who of course ends up falling for him, but he's goddamn built an entire shadow organization with 0 boys allowed. Alpha,
Seriously?
Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Eta, Zeta, Sigma. The man's created his own harem institute of hundreds, not dozens, hundreds of superpowered waifus that end up amassing so much wealth and power that they end up influencing the world stage. And he did this by complete accident. But the best part of all this is having to see everyone in the world take Sid's bullshit role-playing 100% seriously. This is a fully functioning fantasy land with nations vying for power.
To be fair, random bullshit by rich people that everyone has to take seriously has a pretty storied history of literally all of history. This is actually perfectly realistic, and I hate saying those words in relation to this show. Not the bullshit fantasy aspect, but if you're powerful enough, you can make dumb shit happen because it's funny. Insert reference to a dumbass sending a car into space because they could.
Secret organizations manipulating the global politics. Characters are in a life or death struggle to defend the homeland they so love, and then along comes this dude. Countries pour their resources into figuring out what exactly is Shadow Garden, who's in it, what do they want, what are their goals and motivations, how does their presence affect the world? And meanwhile, Sid's just there like, hee Shadow Man say power. Everyone is playing Game of Thrones while Sid is playing Dungeons and Dragons, except he is every dungeon master's worst nightmare. Someone who just makes shit up as he goes along, breaks every rule of the game, ignores the big shiny thing that is shouting, "This is the plot!" but is incapable of rolling anything but nat 20. And so everything he ends up doing has...
I feel called out because that's my entire D&D group. Every single one of us at the worst possible time. Yeah. Oh, being compared to this guy actually kind of hurts a bit. Keeping in theme with the rest of this video.
Real consequences to the world around him. A lot of people have compared this to Overlords, but I think this is actually closer to Isekai One Punch Man. And
Seriously?
I'm gonna be honest, part of the reason I'm making this video is because I'm praying that this doesn't stop at just 2 seasons.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm excited to get more of the Isekai greats, but
Wait, it already has 2 seasons?
for the love of God, give me 5 more double Big Mac meals of this, please. Eminence and Shadow is a series that should not work, but somehow it does. This is what happens when every single person working on an anime absolutely understands the assignment. It's a series which gives absolutely
Over-the-top
zero
dumbassery.
fucks in being cringy, edgy, or childish. Sid is a man who laughed so hard it became reality, but the more you watch, the more you get sold on his bullshit. It throws at you every trope, every cliche, every eye-rolling corny line you've ever heard in your life, and you end up eating that shit up like it's the first time you've ever seen an anime. This is what happens when you reach the peak of trashy, entertaining isekai, and I don't know what
And
more
give it
can
to a
do
bunch of people who
reach
actually know what they're
even
doing,
greater
yeah.
heights.
I don't want to be the last boss. I want to be the one in the story who operates from the shadows.
They actually made it.
The Eminence and Shadow.
Okay, now it's perfect.
Sorry, I had a full body cringe there for a second. So all I'm getting from this is my initial impression of the show is completely accurate, and I should watch it anyways because my initial impression was completely accurate, and I think it's a good reason, but I'm not sure. It feels like more of a hate watch in my case than Velma. You know the one I'm talking about. The one that tried to pretend it was Scooby-Doo but had no Scooby-Doo. Honestly, I've heard people dislike it for other reasons. I never really went further when I heard it was a Scooby-Doo show without Scooby-Doo. After that point, I don't care. Yeah, sure, fuck it. I'm gonna check it out because why not? Okay, dignity would be one, but I'm on YouTube. We already know I have none of that, so I have nothing to lose. Yeah, sure, let's do it. When I come back and nothing had to be edited out to save my skin because I didn't say anything that my wife would not approve of. Nothing like that happened, so we're fine. And I can just go watch this and have, I was going to say fun as a joke, but let's be honest, I don't want to stretch it that far. It's going to be a hate watch. Ugh, God, I'm kind of worried I might actually end up liking how over-the-top stupid it is. I usually like over-the-top stupid. Just usually it's funny, and yeah! This hurts my head. I don't know what to think. And I'm going to take a recommendation to check out something that is admittedly horrible. Because it's horrible. I feel like I just got recommended Boku no Pico by someone who's putting on a really good act. And I honestly can't tell if that's a joke or not. Yeah. Well, let's see how this goes. Well, same, you guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. And if you like this or you want to see me suffer through things that break my head a bit, stick around. This is basically my entire content. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Adios.